Hello, it's Chantale from Lepage Cafe. Hope you guys are all well. Sorry, it took me a little longer to get to this filming part 2. It's not the same book. This was my last one, so I will try to get the signatures sewed in for you guys, like the last bits of it. I don't even know. So it's kind of okay. So how I go about it was about that many tabs, I believe, where we were at. So what I do, let's say I'm about here and I'm like, okay, so I just look at it and I figure out where I want my next tab, where I want trim. So did you see I've got these little paper clips in there? That's kind of where I want the next ones. And then after that, I'll probably put trim over here just to balance things out. I kind of want, and I know it's going to go with this one. So it's going to go like that, right? See the trim right here? Okay, so, oops. And then I look at, I'm caught in the wrong one. And then I look at the type of trims I've got in there, right? So I want, I know I've got this one. I think I've got, oh, I need a beigey one. So I got this beige one, but I want the other one. Because I have a variety of bits, and I'm going to try to put the two videos together. So these are my little trims. So I'm just going to, because they're already pre-made. There's the other one. That's the one I want. And I just look at it and I'm like, okay. So I just start this one. I think I want it here. So I just put it to the side. I lift the paper up like that a bit, or down, or whatever way you want it, so that I know where it goes. So if my book accidentally closes, then I can find it. So this one, I want two trims, right? I want one here and one down here. So then I look. There's quite a bit of reds here. So I think I'm going to put this trim over here, and then the bottom trim down here. I'm going to put, which one should I put over there? There's no right or wrong reasons. I mean, if you want all green trims, then go ahead and put green trims. If you want all, use what you've got. Like, and if that makes you happy the way that it is, then put it that way. I'm wondering if that's going to be too much. Sorry if I hit the, hopefully I'm in frame. Okay. Maybe I will put, what else do I have in there? This kind. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So let's do that. So then I grab it. I think you can see the sewing machine. And then I just put it where I want it, right? Make sure your thread is back. Sorry, I was like doing other things. And then I want it at the bottom kind of this one. So I just sew it on. And then I'll show you guys, because these are almost done. It shouldn't take too long to finish them. And then I will show you how I bind it. So I'll try to do both of them on this video, because the journals are pretty much done. Just working on ephemera next. So that's exciting. I might, depending on how long this video is, I might add, no, I think I'll just do binding, and then today I'll do the other part, like what I'm working on, the ephemera and stuff, and maybe I can load up 2 videos. I'll see how things go. So then I grab my, where I was at, and I know I want it at the bottom, right? Like this. See how they work together? There's a long thread, so I'm not too concerned about the threads right now, because what I do after is I look through the book after I've bound. Did I bound it? Bound? I think so. That's the right word. Bound it together. I will go and oh, sorry, I took that off already. I know it's up here. And then on the other side, I think I'm going to put some trim. So I'm thinking red over here, maybe. do I have left? This one. That's the one that's missing. Okay, so I already took the wires out of there. I take the wires out, and I was keeping the wires and playing around with the wires, and I made little bows. And then, grab before it comes completely out. And then I'm going to put some trim on this side. Because I got these little scraps. I will put that there. I think I want one little ruffle. So what I do when I make ruffles, I use a card like this, like a debit card or whatever card that you've got, really. That's my Tim Hortons one. My points one that I'm looking for. And then I just grab it. I just started that there. I push down and then I wait for it to come and then I just tuck it in just like that. I think. And then I keep going. And then I do the same again and then I take my card out. And that's that. So that's kind of how I make my ruffles. I use a card. And then you can push it as many times as you want. You want something solid though. If you have something like I tried to use a cardstock or whatever the one day and it was just too flimsy. You need something that's sturdy. Like these are perfect. Any old card really, it works perfect. So then I look at it and I decide if I want anything else. And then I'll also put it beside the other one to see and I think that's perfect. That's good. That's good for me. Okay, so I will put this sewing machine away. Just put it I'll try not to knock my coffee. And then these guys, we're just going to put them over here. Now I'm going to show you how I do my spine. Now this one, I only want 2 signatures in there. Put that over there. Okay, I'm gonna move this sewing machine or go like this, I think, maybe. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, because we're only 7 minutes in, so I'm gonna turn this machine off because I don't need it at the moment because I will be binding it. Look at the thread with what I've got left. I use wax linen down here, wax linen thread, and I was using red, and look what I've got left. I'm hoping I have enough to finish this one because this is my last one. Okay, so just wait. I've got a crocodile. Now you don't need to use that, but this guy, crocodile 2. I use that and I use the smaller settings. So it's like 1/8 to make the holes in the spine. Now you don't have to do that. I will show you how to use an awl as well. And I use the awl in the signatures. And then I have these little clips to hold my papers in place. I don't always use them, but I figured I would show you how I only use 4. So what I do next is, and I also made a, so that just a piece of paper like that for knowing where the holes are. I don't usually use this. How I measure, I just wanted a 3 pamphlet hole. Is that what it's called? Binding. So you got 3 spots. What I do is I look at my signature and I find the middle by eye, and then I use my thumbs because I want about an inch away, give or take. Is that an inch? Yeah, I think so, give or take. So I just use from my knuckle to my thumb, and that's where I put the holes. That's how I do it. If I do 3. Now, if I do 5, which is not necessary because it's a smaller book, but if you did 5 hole punch, I would do exactly the same thing. I would put my hole in the middle, put my 2 wherever I want it, an inch about, and then put my next one in between the 2 of these 2. That's how I measure. I do not use a ruler. I don't. And most of the time I don't even use this piece of paper in the signatures. I just use the actual signatures. I'll show you, just so you kind of know. So, and I want to, and I'll show you how I mark inside. So I find the middle, wherever it is. Okay, that's my middle picture. Move this out of the way a bit. So there you go. Go like this. And then I clip it right there. Another thing I do before I do, I've already done this. I usually check to see if the papers are still in the right spots. If there's any that need to be moved a bit, I move them. And then I pin them. What I do is I kind of push down with my thumbs. And then I grab it. And I do one at the top and one at the bottom. Now, if you want to put 4, put one at the top. And then I just make sure. Okay. Now, what I would do usually, cut this little guy off. I got scissors galore everywhere. I would grab it like this. Just look at it with my eye and find the middle. Boop, just like that. And then I would use my 2 thumbs like this and just mark the one and then mark the second one. That's how I usually do it without but because I'm videotaping and I'm kind of showing you guys, and I write top so I know that just in case, right? Because what happens if this one is just off a bit, then they all stay. So another thing you can do is just clip it in underneath or put it up. I just hold it like that. And then I grab my awl, and when I go, I just hold it, push it like this a little bit, and then I fold it. And then I just push, and then I go about this much. Hopefully I'm in frame. See right here. Okay. And then I'm still holding on to my paper. Find the other hole and push it down, because I want it to go in the middle, right? I don't want it to be a hole back here. So if you fold it like that, you get a proper crease in your paper. So I just move that. Okay, so then I find the third hole, push it, fold it, and go right through about to there. Okay, and I'll show you a little trick I do, because sometimes when you try to bind it back in there, you can't get it through. Anyways, I'll show you what I mean after. Just thinking as I'm going here. Okay, so this is my top one, so I put it down this way. I've only got 2. Now, if I did more than one signature, I would be like having them all in line, like the 5th one first, like the back one first, you know, like kind of like this. So I knew how they were supposed to go in the book. So now I find the middle, hold on to it, clip it this side, then I turn around and I clip it just like that. And now the top. Also, before you put them in your book, make sure your book is on the right way, like not upside down, because I've done that before. And same thing with your signatures, your picture's on the right way. Because I have definitely done that before, where I was like, oh no, my signature is sewn in upside down. This one's easy enough because my picture, I have a picture in the middle. Sometimes I don't. So you're like, oh no. It's okay. So now I got them all. So now what I do is I grab my, flip it like this, grab my book, wait. Make sure I got the right one in the front, which you do. This one's easy enough because of the writing inside. Just as long as I don't mess up the inside, we're good. And then I just kind of go like this. And where is my pen? Oh, right here. Where did I put it? Right here. Grab a pen. And then I literally go like this. And I mark it where my hole is. See, it's right there, and right there. So I check the top. And I go just like that. I make a dot. Okay, just like that. And then I use the other one, turn it around this way, turn it this way. Again, the same. And about there. I just eye it. Now you could use a ruler, but I don't. So this is how I've got. Now at this point you could use an awl and make your holes, right? Because the spine is not that thick. I mean, it's thick, but it's not. It's sturdy. You could do like that, right? And make your hole. Just like this with your awl. Just pushes through. But I just think that this guy is magnificent. So I line it up with where the marking is. Just line it up and I punch, and then I go 1, 2. I just look at, I can see from this angle. Sorry, it's probably hard for you guys to see. And another thing you can do is this guy, you could push it where your book will land, so you don't have to, they're all the same, but I don't really use that, to be honest. I just use my eyes. And then line it up. With this way, you have a little bit of wiggle room when you go and when you bind, it's a lot easier too. Now, okay, there you go. They're not perfect, but it's okay. They're pretty close. And because I've got, like, I mean, you can't really just take the little bits that came out. Okay, so now I use a bigger needle so I can see, and I know it's going to go through because my awl is big enough. And now, like, I don't measure this. I just literally leave the roll here. That way I don't waste, because I tend to have too much or not enough, and then I waste it, and I don't like that. So I just put it like this. It doesn't matter which signature you go first because there's only 2. So, but I usually, when I do bigger books, I start from the back and go forward. I don't really, there's no real reason behind. And I start in the middle. Now, if you want to, you can start from the top, but I like the string to be, this is just the way I do it. I go in the middle. And then you can't really see that, but there's a hole right there. Now I'm just going to show you a little trick. Let's say you're here and you're like, you know, sometimes it comes here and you're like, how am I going to get it in the right spot? Because it's just a little itty bitty hole. Sometimes keep it folded as much as possible and you should get it right in the middle. Now this one worked well. See? But what I find I have trouble with is the middle. The last one, because they get caught in the other one. Anyways, so I just pull, go to the one there, go across. Did you see that? All the way across. And then I go back in that hole. Hopefully I'm still in frame. Yep, I think so. And now the middle. Go back to the middle. Okay, I'll do it twice. So now this is when I get frustrated because, oh, it worked this time. Woohoo! So you just pop it in. Sometimes it works very well if you're, that's why I put these clips, because my paper won't move. And then I just pull this guy. Oops. Now I want a thread on both sides of the long bit right there. Then I look at it on here. Now I want to keep a little bit. So if whoever gets this journal wants to add beads, they can, or little jingle bells or whatever they can. So then I cut the end. I leave a little bit out. And if the person doesn't want it, they can always trim them, right? So then I grab and I pull across, like down and up, and then I go the other way so that it's nice and tight. And then I make my knot. I always double knot